What if you had instant analytics on your PDP images and a faster way to create content that performs better? That's what we're diving into in today's episode, how top brands and retailers are using analytics and automation to stay ahead across retail media and the digital shelf. It's Rapid helps teams scale smarter. They analyze image performance, they help you create optimized assets for retail media networks and the digital shelf, and they integrate directly with PIM and DAM systems for seamless execution. Brands like Pepsi, Mondelez, and Instacart use It's Rapid to go beyond basic tools to uncover gaps in PDP and retail media performance by analyzing the images themselves, not just the count. Streamline banner creation across hundreds of formats for Amazon Ads, Walmart Connect, and other retail and social platforms, and launch high-performing content more than 80% faster across e-commerce and marketing channels. If you're buried in manual work or struggling to keep up, this episode and It's Rapid will show you a better way. Visit itsrapid.ai to learn more.
Welcome to Beyond the Shelf with Dave Feinlieb. This show is an open exploration of the people and process behind e-commerce. Through conversations with innovators in the space, we learn the stories of these leaders and their strategies for e-commerce success. We publish new episodes every Tuesday morning, so be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And now, here's your host, Dave Feinlieb.
Welcome back to Beyond the Shelf. Today, we're joined by Tim Wilson, Chief Revenue Officer at ProductWind, a platform helping brands unlock the power of influencer marketing in ways that actually move the needle on platforms like Amazon and beyond. Tim brings deep experience across commerce, tech, and analytics, having previously held leadership roles at CommerceIQ, Pattern, and 1010 Data. At ProductWind, he's helping brands drive growth by treating influencer content as a scalable, measurable lever, not just a branding tool. In this episode, we'll talk about how influencer marketing fits into the modern retail media mix, what brands are getting right and wrong, and how data, creative, and conversion can finally work together. Tim, welcome to the show.
Thanks, David. Excited to be here. Excited to chat.
Let's start with your background. How did you get started in the space?
Man, I got started in e-commerce back in 2008. And it was one of the first times I had done a deliberate job search. I just kind of wrote down all the things I knew I liked, all the things I knew I didn't like. And one of the things that was surprising for me when I did that exercise was how few things I knew that I liked. But I had a lot of stuff I knew I didn't like. I love data. I love numbers. I'm a sports nut, big baseball fan. And so e-commerce really just jumped out at me as like an industry to go in. And I was lucky enough to join a company called Compete that got acquired ultimately by TNS. And I've been in the space ever since, having a blast.
I love it. Now, when you do, you're in a sales role. Were you always a natural with people? Did you have to work at it? Tell us the story.
For me, well, I've been in sales my whole career. I started off, I wanted to be a teacher. My vision of myself was I was supposed to be the high school English teacher and coaching the baseball team at high school. Anybody listening right now who has any teachers in their family, I just have the most respect for them. I got out of it because it's just too hard for me. Honestly, it was too hard. But I love helping people. And my brother was in marketing, and I had a sister in marketing. And so I was kind of looking in that direction, but it wasn't quite, the relationship wasn't what I wanted. I loved talking to people, find out what's going on. And if I can't help you, that's fine. Like, I would tell you that. But if I can, it just makes me feel good to do that. So I've made a career of it.
That's a great career to have. You've been at some really amazing companies, CommerceIQ, Pattern, 1010 Data. These are some really well-known names. What have you learned from some of the roles that you've held at those different companies?
I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes, right? I've had a lot of different sales positions, a lot of different sales roles. And, you know, one of the things that I've learned, though, it's something I think we've all heard, but you can hear something 100 times, but you may not get it until you reach a certain point. And for me, the thing that I get is when you're joining a company, I look for, like, the biggest thing I've learned is that the most important thing is to really like and trust the people that you're with. You're going to spend more time with these people than anyone else, and these people are going to influence the relative trajectory of your life. So you have to really like them. You don't have to be best friends with them. You don't have to go have dinners out together, but you've got to respect them and you got to trust them. And I've learned that. And I've also learned that for me, I have to really deeply understand the problem that we're solving in the market, have a deep amount of understanding or appreciation and empathy for what that problem is and how it manifests in different ways. And when I find a problem that I really understand and I'm excited to learn more about it, and I'm with people that I really enjoy, that's when the fun happens. That's what happened to Compete, and ultimately becoming part of Kantar and WPP, and 1010 Data was a great run. So it's been I've been lucky. I've just been lucky in my life.
Now, these companies that you mentioned are relatively growth, late stage companies. Here you're at something that's pretty early stage, from what I understand. At least when you joined, it was earlier. ProductWind, a super exciting company. But tell us about the early stage part. Are you doing every job in the room? Is it like everything we read about, or how's it been?
I love the early stage companies. I love it. Quantio, we started, was 2012, doing online market share, and 1010 Data acquired them. And, CommerceIQ, 2018, retail media wasn't really a mainstream thing yet. We had no product when I joined, and we brought it to market and obviously grew. And things like inventory aware advertising is the norm now, but it wasn't 7-8 years ago. I love the creativity that comes along with being in the speed that comes along with being an early stage company. And this goes back to I have to really understand the problem and have like a deep understanding of who my customer is and what matters to them, because that's the only way you can really actually solve problems for people, is when you kind of get what they're trying to accomplish. So that's why I've stayed in e-commerce. Like, I feel like I kind of understand some things, and the people also are just so, generally speaking, if you're in e-commerce, you're usually someone that I can chat with. Like,
Yeah, they're nice to work with for sure.
I mean, I was in IT for a few years before this. No disrespect, like, I have no desire to go sell to like the CTO. Like, it doesn't
It's
work.
a tough gig being responsible for security and systems that have to be up 24/7. So tell us about ProductWind. What's the problem? Let's start with that, and then we can talk about the solution.
So I was at Pattern, which is a large 3P seller, actually the largest seller in the world on Amazon, if anyone knows Pattern. And I had
3P, just to be clear, that's sort of the marketplace part of the ecosystem.
correct. Yeah. I had a conversation with the founder of ProductWind, a person named Jason Kowalski. Jason, ex-Amazon person was on the product side and was there for a while, and talked to me about his focus around helping brands launch new products on Amazon. And one of the things I appreciated and that I learned from my time at Pattern was getting a better understanding of what the P&L looks like for a particular brand and what impacts their, top line and their bottom line. I had a better appreciation for really how difficult it is for products to get momentum and to take off inside of Amazon, right? How many products are there on Amazon? Do you know, David?
Oh my gosh. When we started doing content health scoring at the last company, I think we were in the tens of millions, maybe 100 million listings, something like that. It must be hundreds and hundreds of millions now.
So when you're launching a new ASIN, right? Amazon's word for SKU.
Right.
Launching a new ASIN, you're literally one of hundreds of millions, and it's hard. It's really hard. So
Yeah.
I was a problem that I was familiar with. I'll just say that. And, today ProductWind is the de facto part of many playbooks for how they launch products on Amazon with many household brands you all know. Most of our customers are mid-market to global enterprise brands. And what we've learned is that Amazon is algorithmically driven, Walmart is algorithmically driven. All these retailers are relying on their tech more and more.
100%. Now, I've got an idea, let's suppose, for a new product. I call you up, hey, Tim, I'm going to be producing this new product and I'm going to launch it on Amazon. What should be top of mind for me?
Well, first and foremost, it's a good question. First and foremost, you got to make sure your fundamentals are in place around the product detail page, right? What we call the PDP. And there's a whole other section that we won't dive into just around supply chain and inventory management and fulfillment and all of that. Once you have what I'll call the foundation in place of having your inventory under control and in Amazon warehouses, et cetera, and you have a product detail page that has been put together thoughtfully, the image stack is complete. It's not just one picture on there, right? There's a proper title and description. Once you've got all of those fundamentals down, the real challenge becomes visibility and credibility to that listing. How are people going to see it? How are they going to find it? And are they going to trust that this product is appropriate, right? And so that's what we've found is the key. Like, a lot of people will say there's a lot of talk today about social commerce and influencers driving sales. And I believe those are all fantastic strategies and tactics to go down. But the belief that we have more than that is if you really want to drive sales, it's not to make your product more visible inside of Instagram. It's to make your products more visible and credible inside of Amazon and Walmart. So when consumers are shopping, they find your product and they're likely to buy.
And what does that translate into? Do I need to optimize my listings? Do I need to get more authentic content without telling us all the secrets? What are some things that I should be thinking about?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm happy to answer anything because everybody can do this themselves. So the foundation is that Amazon and Walmart and these other retailers, they're all algorithmically driven.
Okay.
That's our founding belief. They're algorithmically driven, and it's the algorithm that's determining the relative success of any one of your products. If you, listening today, believe that as well, a question you should be asking your team, your agency, your partners is, okay, great. So what's our plan? How are we marketing to the algorithm? What we've learned is that the algorithm can 100% be influenced. You can market to the algorithm same as a person. You just have to have a different technique, a different approach. And we've found that using creators is the best way to influence the algorithm.
Got it.
So what you'll want to do is send the algorithm the data that it loves, and you need to send it in a specific order with increasing intensity to show that there's growing demand and interest and excitement around your product.
Got it.
Right? And the 5 things that you need to do are you need to be able to send traffic, external traffic, conversion, sales velocity. So those are the 5 things that make up 80% of the algorithm's mind. So if you show compounding growth across your traffic and conversion and sales week over week over week, the algo is going to say, man, this is a thing. I
had to pay attention to.
Yeah, it's the bee's knees, man. This is what people want to buy. You got to boost it up. And so at a product launch, what happens, especially if you have a seasonal product or something that, is coming out, being launched in September or October, and you want to use it for holiday, you don't have much time. You can't necessarily advertise. Your product has to be indexed on certain keywords, meaning the algorithm has to associate your product with certain words. And only once it's indexed on those words can you then spend your media dollars against it, what we call retail media.
Retail media, we've seen the ads, I think, and there's more of it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of it.
There
I
is.
think if I were to net it out, I'd say Amazon's one of the biggest surfaces there is for retail media. So no, 100%. I think our listeners will appreciate the importance of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the challenge with retail media is, look, 3 years ago, you could kind of just throw money at it and you had great ROI, right?
Right.
It's not the same way today. And so what happens is, as you signal in this relevance to the algorithm, your organic rank spikes naturally because the algo says this is the thing people want to buy. So you get this huge boost in organic ranking across a broad section of words. Then secondly, though, organic improves sponsored. And to be fair, sponsored will improve organic. But if you start off by doing this, you're literally priming the pump. So you can turn on your retail media across more words faster, and you'll be ranking higher. So your media ROAS is higher. It makes your media way more efficient. There are other effects too, but like that's where it all starts.
This episode of Beyond the Shelf is brought to you by It's Rapid. It's Rapid is the platform Pepsi, Mondelez, Instacart, and hundreds of other leading brands and retailers use to build personalized content at scale. Whether that's images, videos, or product descriptions for their product detail pages, shoppable videos or banners for their digital ad campaigns, or sell sheets for sales enablement, brands that use It's Rapid are able to produce high-quality, on-brand content on average more than 80% faster than category competitors. To find out more, please visit itsrapid.ai.
And when you talk about influencers, we've all heard the big names. You know, these folks who have really become these creators it's amazing the kinds of brands they've been able to build because it's so hard to build a brand. What does that look like if I'm, let's say, a smaller business and I'm launching a product on Amazon? What does the influencer mean to me?
Yeah, we're launching David's hot sauce, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, so we're launching David's hot sauce. For you, I would think of influencers in this case, or creators, really almost as like a sampling solution more than I would a traditional TikTok, Instagram video. You can certainly do that, but those people are extremely expensive, and the brand control around it and things of that nature can be hard. What we've found is that there is a universe of creators that are out there that are happy to do work for a brand that does not need to be public. And because it's not going on to their TikTok or Instagram channels, it's the work they're willing to do is much, much cheaper. They don't have to charge the premium prices. So if we're launching David's hot sauce,
right,
we're going to go find a bunch of influencers, and we're going to understand behaviorally what are their natural tendencies, what are they naturally strong and good at.
Okay.
And we're going to put you into two buckets. One bucket is going to be, these are people that are really good at driving that traffic, external traffic. They have a strong group of friends they can share your product link with and generate traffic for us.
Right.
That'll help drive visibility. We've got another group of creators that will, through behavioral metrics and first-party data, you can assess, is this somebody who likes to share their opinion? I don't know if anybody who's listening right now, we all have a friend. If you don't know of someone, then you're probably that person, right? We all have a friend who has an opinion on everything.
Yeah.
They're happy to share it, right? Sometimes the opinion's well-informed, but not always, right? But doesn't stop them.
Well, you know, it's advice. What's that saying? It's you get what you pay for. So
yeah, opinions are like something. I forget what that is. Everyone's got one,
right?
So we find those people, and those are people that are going to naturally work with and be surrounded with the sphere of people that will help generate reviews, which will drive credibility to the listing.
Okay.
So you find traffic and review generating levers, if you will, and your job is to then just sequence and scale those people over time. So we would have 10 or 20 people in week one sharing about your product, driving traffic, maybe getting an early review from that group. And then in week 2, it's 40 to 60. In week 3, it's 100, 200. And the algorithm will see, again, the traffic, external traffic. And interesting about external traffic is that Amazon did not care as much about external traffic a few years ago as it does today because of their advertising efforts, right?
Right. That's a great insight. So, Tim, listen, it sounds like Kardashians are out for me, first of all. But and maybe I could be on Hot Ones for my new hot sauce product that I'm going to be releasing, or maybe some product placement. But in the absence of all those things, it sounds like building some momentum and getting some validation, if you will, of my product would be a great starting point.
Yeah, look, the algorithm is of trying to answer one question. What's the thing people are most likely to buy?
Yeah.
That's it. Today, you might talk to people, they'll call that relevance or relevancy.
Right.
What's the thing people are most likely to buy? So you can show the algorithm, this is the thing people are most likely to buy. They love David's hot sauce. Move over Cholula, move over Frank's.
Right.
And it's going to boost your product visibility. And if it's credible and it's priced correctly, you're going to drive sales, right? And that's the flywheel. The whole idea of marketing to the algorithm is literally just, how do I spin the flywheel?
Yeah. Now, so I've done a good job. I'm marketing to the algorithm and my product's popular. What about my fellow humans? Do I also need to be marketing to them?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I would suggest this. When you're bringing a product to the market, whether it's Amazon, Walmart, whatever, people obsess, understandably so, over their end user. They have an agency.
Right.
They've developed personas, right? This is a mom who shops at Viore. It has a Labradoodle, right? David lives in the Bay. He loves his hot sauce, right? All these different things. And you have to understand the customer so you can understand how to position your product and, what type of, what needs to be in the image stack. We can dive into that. I'm just suggesting to win on Amazon and these other marketplaces, you don't have one customer, you have two. You have the end user and the algorithm. The better that you market to both is how you win an unfair share. So yes, you have to market to the end customer. And that's where optimizing your PDP comes into play.
Yeah.
Right. And understanding what images, few people read the description. Most just shop based on the image stack. Having an image stack that communicates the value that you want it to communicate is critical.
Near and dear to my heart at It's Rapid, Tim, is image creation and optimization. So that could be a whole other podcast we can have you on to talk about the ins and outs of what imagery I should have to have a successful PDP.
Well, I can think of no one better to tell them about it than you. You tell me.
There you go. Well, come back for another episode. So I've got my product launch now. Now, do I keep working with ProductWind to do more? Is my product out there? It's going great. I can hit the beach, or how does it all work?
Man, I wish my customers wish they could just go hit the beach too.
We can never hit the beach, but it's fun to think about.
I know. Yeah, it is fun to think about. So no, it's a living organism, right? It's a liquid. It takes liquid shape. So there's always something. For the product launch, your product's going to be retail ready, meaning it's well positioned across a broad section of keywords, has its first, X number of reviews to deliver credibility to the marketplace. It'll have all of that in 30 days. The trick is marketing to the algorithm is something that you can do for a lot of different reasons, a lot of different ways. We're having this conversation right now at the end in May. A lot of our customers, I imagine a lot of your customers are preparing for Prime Day, right? Or is it Prime Day or Prime Days?
Prime Days, and it's like multiple times a year now in different formats. But yeah, exactly. The big event.
Yeah, Prime Days were coming right off of, I think 2 weeks ago was like their dog day or pet days.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. So what you'll do a lot of time, what our customers are doing anyway, is in preparation for Prime Day when CPCs are extremely high, The reason you're paying a CPC is to get your product visible so people will see it. You can pay that money, that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I know a lot of beauty brands in particular will go very heavy on traditional social during Prime Days to drive traffic. Very common tactic. Another thing that we suggest is Amazon's extremely, it's the most sophisticated algorithm out there, and it works the fastest. So there is a stimulus and a response. You can launch a campaign using your own set of creators that you have or your own network that you likely have access to.
Got it.
And launch it just 2 weeks before Prime Day. And that week leading into Prime Day, if your product is a thing that's buzzing, it's going to spike organically.
Got it.
Your share of voice will jump. And on Prime Days, you're already highly visible. So you can transition those dollars into some type of conversion strategy if you want, couponing or something like that. And so there's a lot of different ways, seasonal events, Easter, Prime Day, back to school.
Where I want to make sure I'm staying present and current.
Well, for you with your hot sauce, I would imagine August is huge. I can't remember. I'm in my college days, like I used to be a huge Frank's fan, and then I transitioned into Cholula.
I don't know. This could be a competitive market, but I do feel that I might have some ways to bring it to market now. Tim, the other area that we talk to a lot of folks about now, of course, is AI. Just to switch gears a little bit, where's that playing into? How does influencer content and marketing align or not align with what we're seeing in AI?
Gosh, in so many ways, right? First of all, with the AI now, there are AI influencers out. They're not even real people, right?
Yeah.
So and the content they're creating. So you've got fake creators creating fake content. Fake brands. So there is a whole wild west of what's happening there. What we see is that retailers have actually been using AI for years, right? Like it's become super common. More recently, everyone's talking about it. Companies are bolding the A&I letter in their name to say they're doing AI. But retailers have been doing this for a while. And what we're seeing is what's a great way to do, and it's showing up, one way it's manifesting is with Rufus, which is Amazon's AI, search bot, if you will, where you can go and conversation, like a chat GPT type of search inside of Amazon, and you can talk to it, right? So it's a lot of long tail searches. And the challenge, what you're seeing with AI in the shopping from this perspective is instead of going to the retailer sites, go to Walmart or Amazon and searching and getting however many results that people might search through, the first 30, 40, really, that's people stop looking after that. Rufus provides you 5 organic placements, and that's it.
So you've really got to be present to win.
Totally. Yeah. You have to be one of the top 5 organic options, or you're just not even considered. So that the consolidation of search results is like scary right now. I'm curious to see how well Rufus really takes off. I remember when Amazon first came out with the Echo. Remember the Echo?
Yeah.
And all those devices, and they said, "Oh, voice shopping is going to change the world." People are just going to say, and it was exciting, but we've seen how that's actually played out. We'll see how quickly and how sharply consumer search behavior truly changes.
TBD.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, we've covered a lot of great topics. I've got the rapid rundown for you, a few fast-paced questions. Your quick thoughts. First off, a brand you think is excelling in influencer marketing.
L'Oreal is doing great things in influencer marketing. They're diving in. They're doing more of the traditional approach. I think you should watch what they do this July for Prime Day. I think L'Oreal is doing a lot of exciting things around influencer and social.
A recent campaign at ProductWind's you are particularly proud of.
Oh, man, we just had an all-hands meeting yesterday, and I learned that we work with a pet food company. They worked with us for the pet days, and this story I was just telling about preparing yourself for Prime Day, they did that for Pet Days. And they were sharing that people cannot believe how well it worked. They more than doubled the best sales week they've ever had in their history at the company. I was just, we can't take all the credit for that, but like, I just thought it was cool to be an actor in that play.
One piece of advice for someone starting a career in e-commerce marketing or sales.
I have two pieces of advice. The first piece of advice, don't chase the paycheck, especially if you're getting started. Who cares if your friend's making 10 or 20 grand more than you? Who cares? Find the people that you like and that you trust. These people are going to help up-level your game faster than you know. So work with people that you really like. That's what I would say.
Work with people you like, and a book or resource, a podcast, a person that shaped your thinking around commerce or performance marketing.
Well, a more recent book that I've read is called Amped Up. Is a book by Frank Slootman, who's a former CEO of Data Domain, and then he did ServiceNow.
Right.
He's at Snowflake, I believe. And so he's had a pretty good track record of scaling companies fast.
Yeah.
And I appreciate his book because it's very punchy. There's no filter. And it's really for someone like me who loves the creativity of figuring out ways to help people and to bring different solutions to market. It's helped me rethink about how I approach doing that and how I can potentially be faster. So I love Amp It Up. I would say check it out.
After you're doing all this thinking and you're moving around super fast, a packed week, what's your way to unwind?
What's my way to unwind? I have a couple different ways. One is I love pickleball. I love playing pickleball, and I also just enjoy, I have 3 awesome kids. I love to and I secretly just want to be 10 years old. If I'm looking to unwind or blow off steam, there's nothing better than just jumping in the pool or running around and playing with my kids.
That is a good one. Playing with the kids and pickleball. We just had on Scott Kennedy from Franklin Sports, who's a really, really smart data guy. And he was telling me about the rise and the growth of pickleball. It was just incredible how fast it's kind of come into the mainstream. So that's a good one.
I wish it was a stock because I would have bought it.
Yeah, right.
It's unbelievable.
But nothing like hanging out with the family. Tim, thanks for joining me today. What's the best way for our listeners to reach you if they want to get in touch?
If they want to get in touch, shoot me an email, tim at ProductWind, or Tim Wilson on LinkedIn. There's a lot of us, but I'm the only one with a Cape Cod-esque background in my image. I think you'll find me, Tim Wilson at ProductWind on LinkedIn. Would love to say hello. If there's any advice I can share with you, please ask.
That's awesome. Tim Wilson from ProductWind. I learned a lot. I learned about sales, the power of being curious, I think, and really looking to help people and find solutions to their challenges. And then, of course, we'll think about launching my new hot sauce product, and I know who to call. So,
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yes, man. Let's take it.
All right. Tim, it's been great talking with you. I hope you'll come back and join us on Beyond the Shelf.
Thanks so much, David. Enjoyed it. Have a great day.
That's it for this week's episode of Beyond the Shelf. If you enjoy the show, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. It really helps us grow. And feel free to share us with your colleagues so they too can hear weekly perspectives from the brightest minds in e-commerce. You can also check us out on LinkedIn, where we post clips from each episode, share Dave's takes on breaking industry news, and much more. Beyond the Shelf is a production of It's Rapid. Our host is Dave Feinlieb, and our producers are Sean Levy-Ashvili and Jake Musiker. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Beyond the Shelf.